Oh man, Netflix cheating, Jay. That is a tremendous point. And the first thing that comes to my mind is Netflix cheating on you and Beth. I remember I was never willing to give The Walking Dead a chance. I think I had that mentality very similar to how people who won't read the Harry Potter books view it. No, I'm just not gonna like it. I'm just not into the whole witches and wizards and magic thing. Well, for me, I was not hopping on that zombie bandwagon. Not no way, not no how. I think we were really bored on one lazy Sunday, and Beth was insisting that she watched the first episode, and it was actually really good, so we decided to sit down and watch. And as I was hypocritically enjoying my ass off, it occurred to me, 4 of us started watching this together. What's the rule here? But it's not just like with your significant other where you're usually with them anyway and it's not that big of a deal to wait and watch with them. This is like, we have a bunch of different people all with their own grown-up schedules who all need to be in the same place in order to watch this show. I don't think Beth made it to her car to leave before I started the cheating. And somehow now I'm completely up to date with every episode on Netflix, and if I understand correctly, you still haven't finished season 1. Pretty sure that went a little too long for a full intro. Okay, today I want to talk about the last 10%. A quote that comes from the world of programming jokes about how projects are never, ever, ever completed anywhere near close to on time. It goes like the first 90% of a code takes about 90% of the development time. The next 10% takes about 90% of the development time. For those of you who aren't good at math, that's 180%. Those of you really not good at math, that's 80% longer than they expected it to take. Now, I am famous for making such estimations with my own work. And I've even gotten so used to being so wrong. When I make plans with friends, it usually goes something like, at latest, I think I'll wrap up around 6, but I'm usually always taking longer than expected, so probably 8. And if I'm done by 10, I call it a win. But it's that pesky last 10%. Like actually legitimately proofreading a paper. Or waiting that last month before your phone can get an upgrade. Or that last little bit you have to run to capture the flag. Or the last 1/10 of a mile in a 5K. Or exams right before break. Or anything that takes a lot of effort, and right when you think you're almost done, you have that last 10%, that last little chunk that makes or breaks the whole thing. Now, when I was working my way through college, I was still doing aquariums, but not nearly on the same caliber. So when I would install a new tank for somebody, I would basically just not do that last 10%. That's not to say that I wouldn't complete the work that I was trying to do, I just didn't put nearly as much into making it as perfect as possible as I do now. Instead, what I would do is go to set up the aquarium and time it, where my primary objective was finishing fast. My record was 1 hour and 17 minutes. Tank stand, canopy, filter, lights, sand, rock, water, livestock, in and out. Now tomorrow I'm going to install a tank, and I've got 15 hours of work in it already, and I haven't even gotten to the client's house yet. And of course my point, other than talking about how great of an aquarium I can build, is actively think about that last 10%. Like, what else can I tweak? How else can I perfect this? Because everyone can do 90% of it. It's that last 10% that makes it. It's your competitive advantage. So for my question of the day, how do you apply that last 10% and what do you apply it to? Leave it in the towel section down below. And Jay, that is everything I've got for you today, man. I will see you on Tuesday.